And welcome back to Crypto Hulk. Got a great show lined up. No kidding. There's a lot. We've got some pretty massive stories. All right. Pretty massive article stories going on. I don't know where to start. I don't know which I should start with first. How the Biden Democratic Party over the past 8 years has destroyed our relationship with Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, which will then kill the dollar. I mean, that's a pretty big story. Last time I checked, we had President Trump creating what we call the Abraham Accord, creating peace in the Middle East, bringing countries together and stuff, making America a name for pulling people together. And here we have the Democratic Party. I'm not going to say Biden Party because it started long before then. It started like 8 years ago, us destroying the relationship that the United States has in the Middle East. And they just continue to shit all over Saudi Arabia and Middle Eastern countries, which I don't know why the Democratic Party's done this. It goes back to Clinton as well. And here we are today as a result. Bam. Saudi Arabia. Let's look into this. I mean, the United Arab Emirates. This is absolutely disgraceful what the Democrats have done to this country. Let me show you something here. We'll do a copy and a paste. Good morning, everybody. Well, let's take a little look here. Give me just a second. There we go. This is what happens when your political party group, let's not mention names, shits all over Middle East. Here's the title. How does this sound? United Arab Emirates officially stops using the dollar for oil trades. Oh my God, are you serious? I mean, this just keeps getting better for the United States. Interest rates have never been higher for like 40 years. The debt that we have, where are we at? $30 trillion. That's never been higher. We got crime going just absolutely crazy in this country. We're in two different wars. Okay. I thought Democrats were totally against getting involved in wars and conflicts. Well, I guess not, because we're in two of them right now. I mean, this is just unbelievable. And now the United States has fucked up the relationship with the Arabs so much that they're not going to sell oil in dollars anymore. Congratulations. Congratulations. Oh, and we ran crypto off the country, off the map in the United States. We just kicked out all the innovation in crypto. Congratulations. Oh, well, let's hire him again. Let's bring back Joe Biden again for another term. Maybe we can all just be bankrupt. I'm just truly shocked. Let's read this. Now, to know the history of all this, President Nixon, right around 1971 or 2, 3, somewhere in there, sent Henry Kissinger over, the Secretary of State for the United States. They made a secret deal with the Arabs. Sell oil in dollars and we'll protect you from any kind of a conflict. So, for just about almost 50 years, the United States and the Arab countries had a working relationship. Well, it didn't take too long for the Democrats to destroy that. Here we are, right here. The global financial landscape is witnessing a seismic shift. When you speak of the word seismic, that's earthquake. The global financial landscape. This is why it is important who's the president of America, because when you fuck shit up like this, oh my God, unbelievable. The global financial landscape is witnessing a seismic shift as the United Arab Emirates boldly moves away from the US dollar. Thank you, Democratic Party. Thank you very much. Awesome job for destroying the United States. We will see this happen and unfold. This is destroying the country. This move of the demonization. The Democrats have always been against the Saudis and stuff. Oh, that Khashoggi guy and killing the reporter and on and on. Just all kinds of America. The Democrats have been throwing shit at the Saudis for so long. They're just like, you know what? We're done with this United States political dumb shit. The strategic pivot aligns with the broader ambitions of the BRIC Economic Alliance, of which the United Arab Emirates is a recent addition. Yep, America has just completely lost the relationship that we used to have. The changeover involving the transition to local currencies for oil transactions marks a significant departure from the long established dollar dominance in the global oil market. The BRICS bloc, comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, recently expanded its membership to the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and Argentina. Oh, brilliant. The expansion signifies a growing inclination towards de-dollarization among these nations. Congratulations, America. You just fucked your country over by putting a clown in office. A move that challenges the traditional hegemony of the US dollar in international trade. The United Arab Emirates' decision to prioritize local currency over the US dollar in new oil deals is a clear reflection of this sentiment. The move isn't just a mere policy shift, it's a strategic maneuver in the complex chess game of global economics. Oh my God, this is very, very bad. Scroll down below where it says a new era in global oil trade. The United Arab Emirates' proactive search for new oil trading partners is a testament to its agility and foresight in navigating the evolving economic landscape. Listen to this short little sentence. The significance of this move cannot be overstated. The significance of this move cannot be overstated. Wow. It says here it's about altering the very fabric of international oil trade. This is what's going to destroy the United States dollar. This and some other stuff. Um, the inflation rate, the printing of the dollar, like when Joe Biden wants to start buying this and buying that and paying off that and paying, we'll pay your college fees, we'll allow all the illegals to come in, we'll just buy, and pay, and it'll all just work out. I know who I voted for. It was not for Biden. Wow. You are seeing the destruction. This is going to really speed up the destruction of the dollar. Oh, man. Just keeps getting worse. Um, I think I'm going to end the article there. We kind of get the point in how bad this is for the United States. Very, very bad. Let's see who was. Bondi Baby was first one here. I'm hoping to catch this live as well. Well, I know we're in different time zones, so probably not. We got Bondi Baby, Daddy Boy, 1970 legend. then Harabi, then Lakey XRP, and then Andy Arbai. I'm just going through the top chat here. Pedro says, "Hi there, Hulk." Hold on. Hold on a minute there. All right. So I read that article. It's very disturbing. But, people voted for the president that they wanted. A lot of votes were stolen. And whatever happens, I hope America is happy with their decision. Of course, they're going to always blame something else. That's why it's called a self serving bias. Like, what people will do is blame other people for shit that they did themselves so that it makes them feel better about their fucked up choices. But what we have here is a destruction, like a ticking time bomb. That this is going to cause massive financial problems for the United States, and you know, those of us that are here, we know that a black swan is coming. Oh, this will bring it, all right. This is definitely one for the record books. It's it's almost, and I think it's not almost. I think that it is. Here's what I see. If I was going to write a book or a report on how to destroy the United States of America, I do what the Biden administration is doing: just open up the borders, allow all kinds of useless people to flow in illegally, have them just have a bunch of non-American loving people that are anti-American, just open the borders up, flood them with all this riffraff, useless people. Then I would just tax the hell out of everything to destroy the economy. I would shut down our own oil production like they've done. I would then buy oil from other countries. So at the same time, I was killing American jobs. I'd import jobs from other countries, import oil jobs, same thing. Then what would I do? I would get involved in two world conflicts. Let me think, what else? Oh, yeah. I tell the Saudis to go fuck themselves. This is unbelievable. Wow. I let all the criminals out of jail. Don't prosecute anybody. Just let crime go crazy and just tell people to stay in their houses. And I mean, that's how I would destroy a country, just like that. So now this will bring about economic chaos. And that is why I got into cryptocurrencies because 3.5 years ago, when I started my channel, I said, wow, I could totally. They're like not even trying to hide the fact they're trying to destroy the economy. They're just doing it. So I studied cryptocurrencies and I started this show because I said, okay, we know the dollar is not going to last. I already knew that when I started the show. And I'm like, there's got to be a way to get around all this chaos, and it's cryptocurrencies. And that's why I started this show. As everybody else gets destroyed and wrecked, I'll tell you what, I'm doing better today than I was 3.5 years ago. Okay. Because when I got into XRP, it was 15 cents. Now it's 60 cents. So I've made some good money on that investment. I'm not ever selling. I'll be staking and living off interest and being my own bank. And that's what I wanted to try to show as many people as I can before this thing takes off. Lou Diamond gave SNR 72 A membership. Nice. Lakey XRP, thank you for that donation to the channel. And then we got Peckerhead 3000. Hang on to your stones. It's going down fast, people. Buckle up. Yes. Kurt Scott's here with coffee, beer, donuts. Oh, man. So that's our first article. Good morning, California. Next, I'm going to show you a trend in Europe. A Republican, let's say, far right trend that's happening. And I got bad news for Ukrainian. I've got bad news for Ukraine. For the Ukraine. Let's get this article here. All right. What we're seeing here, I'm only going to give you this one article. There were others. What we're seeing a trend in Europe, and that's to get away from this Ukrainian war. You know, the Republicans in the United States wanted nothing to do with this Ukrainian war. It was the Democrats. Surprisingly, because the Democrats didn't want Donald Trump to get us into any wars, and the Democrats walk us right into Ukraine. But okay, the Dutch in the Netherlands, the Dutch have a far right victory in their elections, and it's more of like a Republican type candidate. Okay, in Europe, this is happening over and over in these different countries. They're getting away from this far left stuff, and there was articles on this and reports that I'm getting from other people over in Europe. They're telling me, yeah, we're kind of getting sick of all the crime and the taxes and the illegal immigration and shit, and all the world wars that are probably possibly ready to start. This article is really short. Um, this Sunday, viewers across Russia state television celebrate the stunning victory of far right populist Geert Wilders last week's Dutch elections, with his party winning 37 out of 150 parliamentary seats, 12 more than the center left in second place. The result came as a shock for Europe. Telling everybody there's a trend that's happening and people are getting tired of the leftist dumb shit, okay? And that's good news for the Kremlin, which is Russia. Russia, mother Russia. Wilders, who rose to notoriety with proposals to ban the Quran, see what I'm talking about, and closing mosques, has shown an affinity for President Vladimir Putin in Russia. Way to go, Wilders. You got my 100% support. In 2018, 4 years after 193 Dutch nationals were killed in the downing of flight MH17 over eastern Ukraine, he traveled to Moscow and met with senior Russian politicians, proudly wearing a pin heralding Dutch-Russian friendship. A spokesperson for the center-left D66 party called him Putin's useful knave for the visit, in which Wilders praised Putin for standing up for the Russian people. Today, Wilders believes that the Netherlands must end its support for the Ukraine. His Party for Freedom, of which he is the only member, declares in its manifesto that the Netherlands should not send our money and defense equipment such as F-16s to Ukraine. Instead, it says the Dutch should keep it for our own armed forces. Let's see here. I'm going to leave that article alone. Um, Yeah, the article kind of goes on. I'm not going to get into it. I just wanted to kind of give you a sense of what the trend is and how this will affect cryptocurrencies. X, X Mark Ryder is a new member to the channel. Welcome to the channel. So, what we got is it appears, from what I see in America, as far as crypto and what I could see maybe for Europe, in America, it's almost as if a lot of the Republicans are more pro crypto. It kind of looks like that. Whereas the Democrats, if they are, they want more CBDC control. They have this thing with control, monitor, control, and they're pushing this narrative that crypto's bad, like with Maxine Waters and what's her face, Elizabeth Warren. They're like all trying to scare everybody with crypto stuff. That's what I'm seeing a lot, which is very strange because most of these tech companies and crypto, they all come out of California where all the Democrats are. So it's just very interesting how that thing plays out. But Robert Driscoll, here's to common sense Hulk. Thanks for that donation. But that's just what I'm seeing. Um, Jimmy Dean Corn Cracker. So I go to your channel and other people's shows are in there also. Then I have to scroll down to find today's live stream. Oh, yeah. The problem with my channel is that YouTube is it's been unfair for years. They can't handle anybody with a different opinion. So they suppress a channel like mine in hopes that you don't learn so that you stay broke. So that's what we're seeing. There's this trend for going to the right in Europe, and it's building because people are just they're tired of all this control and the heavy weight that's always put down in the crime and just all kinds of crazy shit from the far left. So things are changing, and we're seeing it. It's all happening. Yes, everything's going to change. Everything financial, educational, biblical, political, humanity, it's all happening. Let's go to the next articles. And how will this affect with this Dutch and the Russian? Okay, look, this is kind of a what we're seeing as the far left becomes less popular, support for the Ukraine is going to drop, and that Russia is going to crush Ukraine. That's how this ends. All right. So when you've got, here's how I know what not to do. When I see all the Hollywood actors and actresses, and when I see these organized protesters, and when I see the news people, I put those all in the same group. The news media, organized protesters, and Hollywood people. I do the opposite of what they tell me. That's how I generally live my life. I see what's the news media talk about, this and that and the other. Okay, I'm going to do what the news media tells me not to do. And then I'm going to look at what Hollywood says is cool and everything. And I'm going to do the opposite of that. I mean, that's just how I do shit. And it seems to work just fine. And what we're going to see is Europe's going to move away from this support of Ukraine. Russia's going to gain popularity. Russia will start utilizing more cryptocurrencies, and the sanctions of America will mean nothing at all. Just like Joe Biden's leadership already is nothing. Like the world doesn't, nobody listens to Joe Biden. Like it's, sometimes you can't even understand what the fuck he's talking about. So that's what we got going on. And people want peace and freedom and not government censorship and control. That's why I like Twitter. Like, I love Twitter now. See, before with Twitter, when the Democrats ran it, I couldn't. I had like 300 followers, and then all of a sudden Trump comes in and Elon comes in and starts switching all this stuff. And then now, I don't have a ton because I don't really push it hard, but I got like 18,000. So I go from like having 300 to 18,000, you know, especially when Elon took over Twitter. That's when it became real good. So this whole Russian thing, the cryptos will be taken off because Russia will have more support, and that's just really where this goes, and it's not going to end well in the Ukraine. So maybe that's the black swan that happens. I don't know. I don't. We know there will be a black swan, a coordinated event to destroy the global economy. This will affect the global economy. That's how we get rich, right? We have to have an event or events, plural, that destroy the world economy. And then that's where the crypto comes in, where everybody's begging and they're desperate. Okay, that's how this goes. So maybe this conflict gets real, real bad. I mean, I don't know what the actual black swan will be. Okay. But I know that it's called a black swan for a reason. So it's not for a good reason. Sean B. Been having trouble with the card. LOL. Thank you for that, Sean. Appreciate it. Let's go to the next one. Okay, this one I want a lot of people to be aware of. Hmm. You know how we've been having a lot of problems with banks? People's accounts at banks being closed, people's accounts at banks being hacked, banks blaming the victim, banks not having to pay for this and that reason, whatever, however the banks get around it. I'm not going to go too deep into this next story, but there's a woman that lives in Campbell, California. I used to work in Campbell for a while at like a children's home, like a orphanage. SIM swap victim loses $46,000 as thieves take over her phone number and bank accounts. um, I'm not going to read the article. I'm just going to go over it real quick. Uh, this woman here had her bank drained. So I was a victim of SIM swapping. That's SIM. And somebody had hacked my bank accounts and stole money, and the banks were refusing to return the funds to me. Moon contacted her Chase Bank. She also contacted the bank where her money was wired, Wells Fargo, and her mobile phone provider, Comcast. Here's the deal. I used to live in the Bay Area. There's an ABC station, Channel 7. Okay. They have something called Seven on Your Side. Very, very popular. They get stuff done. Like if you buy something from a car dealership and it doesn't work, or a warranty issue, whatever it is, you call. Well, not nowadays. You don't call. You fill out But it used to be call Seven on Your Side. You literally pick up the phone. You could call there and actually talk to a person. Say, "Hey, I've been ripped off," and you give them your story. And if they are interested, they send out reporters, plural, and investigate stuff. It's famous in the Bay Area. Like they'll get this lady got her money back from the bank. The bank just paid her because it was on Seven on Your Side. Okay, they have that much power. But here's the takeaway. I don't want to focus on plugging Seven on Your Side, but it's pretty cool. But they prefer you live in the Bay Area because it's a Bay Area news channel. So here's the deal. This We've only just begun. Like the Carpenter song, we've only just begun to live, or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm just making it up. I did have a quick short term on American Idol. I mean, I was singing from my living room, not from the studio. But um, what we're seeing here all over the country is banks are getting ripped off. It's bad. Banks are closing up. People's life savings are getting stolen from banks. All right. This was a SIM swap where a thief somehow, I think they have to get near you enough to read the radio frequency off your phone or something, and then I don't know how they do it, but they steal your control of your phone. And they were able to get into her bank account and steal money, $46,000 and everything. First off, this is just Crypto Hulk. My name's Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a crypto advisor. Don't do anything I tell you on this show. Everything is a lie on this show. Um, I just got done serving a 50-year jail sentence for financial fraud and crime. Okay, now that I've explained all that, I don't keep any money in the bank. Um, so somebody can SIM swap my phone or whatever thing. There's nothing in the bank. So, we don't do that. There's other ways. Now, I'm not saying I don't have anything in a safe deposit box. Now, it is illegal to put cash in a safe deposit box, but I feel it's only if you get caught. So, don't put money in a safe deposit box because it's considered illegal. And we always have to do what's legal, okay? And there's something in my eye. I'm not speaking in code. There's just something in my eye. All right. So this lady would have been better off to put her money in a different location in the bank, but not a bank account, if you know what I mean. Now, some of you that have bank accounts with lots of money and everything, I suggest putting it somewhere else in the bank. You know what I mean? Make sure it's not in the safe deposit box because that would be illegal. Okay. But she learned a lesson real quick. Now, the more crypto that goes up, just want to let you know this is going to happen more and more. Phones are going to get hacked, this and that. Just be prepared. So, right now, make sure your apps, if you have like a crypto app on your phone, that you have a special password for it. Every time you use, like, let's say a Ledger Live, you got to put in a certain passcode or something on your phone. So do that. Do not take any pictures of your keys and put them in your email. Like, let's say you have a Google email. Don't put it in a folder that says passwords. Okay. Because once they got your phone, you'll have 100 thieves going through every single thing. Well, they're going to find whatever pictures you have of passwords and everything, and you're pretty much done. Okay. This is going to become very common. We're seeing it now. Now, what FDIC is this? Okay. FDIC, insurance, and everything. Here's how that works. What the government does is takes, like, now this is very important for people to understand. What the government does is they take 1% of all the money in American banks and put it in an insurance policy. Okay. What does that basically mean? That 1 out of 100 people get their money back. Just want to put that out there. Okay. And probably even less than that. TK says, send it, Hulk. Thank you very much for that. Jimmy Dean, corn cracker. Trash bag found in case you need to take out the trash that shows up. Thank you very much for that, buddy. Oh, Jimmy Dean says, I used seven on your side against Dell Computer and won because of them. I'm telling you, seven on your side's got tremendous power. Like if you seriously get ripped off and stuff. I mean, it's famous. It's got to have been around. Michael Finney, I think, is the guy that runs it. The reporter, Michael Finney, been around at least 20 years, 30, long time. Um, SRP Shaman. Actually, I don't think one out of 100 people are going to get their money back. It's not even that good. They take a percentage of all the money. It's just you're not getting your money back. I'm just letting you know. Okay, something bad's going to happen during like an emergency wartime kind of deal. They don't have to pay you shit. I'm just letting you know. They can take all your crypto off the exchanges because the first priority is to protect the country. They're going to take, they're not going to ask permission. They're not going to do a buyback. You know all this buyback dumb shit you're hearing? Watch, just watch. Crypto Hulk's always right. So it's going to happen. And I've been predicting this only for about 3.5 years now. From day one, I started my channel. Not a big deal. But they're going to take everything. You're not getting anything back. Okay? Don't think like that. You're high. All right? Florida realtor Amy. So it's better to put money into ISOs or gold or silver. Oh, absolutely. Um, Gold bars are great if you got a lot of money. Then underneath that, the less money you have, gold coins because they're 2,000 a piece. And then if you have even less money, it's silver. Silver is good because the coins are about, okay, I'll show you. They're about that big. There's a silver coin. That's worth about 28 bucks. So with four of these, I could pretty much fill up a gas tank or something for around 100 bucks. It's kind of tough to do when a gold coin like this is worth 2,000. Then it's kind of like you pay your rent for, month and a half or something. With gold coins, you use it more for like rent or whatever. This would be more for like food and gas. So silver, in case of emergency, would be used for silver and gasoline. Oh yeah, silver. So I got a certain percentage of my money in silver for like daily necessities. But there's no money kept in banks unless you put it in a safe deposit, and that's illegal. So don't do that. But if you have money that's in an actual bank account, it will be taken. When we have an emergency, they're going to take it and say, thank you very much for your donation. You're very patriotic for helping out the American government. Just thought I'd let you know. Next article, you're going to love it. This one is starting to get me very excited. Now, not like that. Like what, Crypto Hulk? Explain to me, like what? Listen to the title of this article. It's music to my ears. The Supreme Court considers the right to trial by jury. What we got going on is there are circumstances in the United States where we decide to not follow the Constitution. Because some American people that we call leaders, which are communists, they believe sometimes we shouldn't follow the Constitution. Those communists in our government say sometimes there's trials where there shouldn't be a jury. Sometimes, like in the Trump trial, the judge says you can't say certain things in this court or outside to the news media. The judge in the Trump trial says you can't tell everybody that the judge in the Trump trial, his court clerk, was openly protesting Trump rallies and stuff. Oh, yeah. The judge said nobody can talk about that. It's a secret. But what about freedom of speech, judge, you fucking cocksucker? Let me move on. I wish somebody would take care of a particular person in the Trump trial, take care of a judge, and keep them occupied and busy. The Supreme Court considers the right to trial by a jury. See, what the SEC did is stop having jury trials at the SEC. Listen to this straight up communist move. The Supreme Court on Wednesday, which is today, will hear the first of two landmark cases this term challenging the runaway administrative state. This is what I'm talking about. When you get democratic communists in office, they start taking away our rights. One of our rights in the Constitution is to a jury trial. What we have is a runaway administrative state. At stake in the SEC versus Jarksy is a bedrock constitutional principle that colonists fought to defend in the American Revolution, the right to a trial by a jury. So what the SEC has done is taken away a person's right to a trial by jury. And guess what the SEC also did? Hired their own lawyers. So check out the way communist America works. In the in the Biden administration. So you get in trouble with the SEC. You go to an SEC court where they have SEC lawyers, and you don't get a jury trial. What? That's America, communist America. Well, Supreme Court's looking into all this, and the Supreme Court's calling bullshit. Thank you, Donald Trump, for hiring Supreme Court justices that have common sense in their fucking head. Congress, in recent decades, has expanded the enforcement powers of administrative agencies. That's all bad. The 2010 Dodd-Frank Act granted the SEC unbridled power to seek penalties administratively against any individual for allegedly violating securities laws. Democrats wanted to make it easier for the agency to punish misconduct. Thank you, Communist Democrats of America. Administrative tribunals led the SEC prosecutors present hearsay evidence and unauthenticated documents that would be inadmissible in a traditional federal court. Here's what we got going on, okay? Number one, you got an SEC who has their own court. That's bad. Number two, they have their own judges. That's bad. Number three, you don't have a jury. That's bad. Oh, I can continue. They allow hearsay evidence. What does that mean? Gary Gensler could be in court and say, Your Honor, Ronald McDonald over there told me that Elon Musk is cheating on such and such tax. The SEC allows hearsay. Unauthenticated documents. That means Mr. Burger King came in, gave us this piece of paper, and we don't know if it's accurate piece of paper proving Elon Musk did something wrong, but there's another thing, Your Honor. So we can see that this is like not good. Okay. This is how the American SEC works. So when I get dumb people, like I was on a Twitter space and some dumbass says, well, the SEC brought a case against. Do you see how fucked up the SEC is? Obviously, this dumbass on Twitter Spaces trying to correct me. They're talking out of their ass because they have no fucking clue what they're talking about. So, as usual, Crypto Hulk is always right. So, we've already determined the SEC has their own court, their own judges, no jury. They allow hearsay evidence. You don't have to verify documents. We could probably go on about how fake SEC trials and enforcement actions are. Oh, by the way, there's no codified law, so the SEC doesn't have anything in code. I mean, that's six right there. I'm sure I could find 10 if I just spent more time seeing more SEC fuckery. I could probably come up with four more things and make 10 fucked up reasons why the SEC has to go. All right. So it says here, oh, defendants also enjoy fewer procedural protections, including the tools of legal discovery. So now we're at 7. No surprise then that the SEC wins almost all cases. Look, I already told you before, I used to work for the Department of Justice. I quit because they're very lazy, low IQ individuals working for our FBI, CIA, and all these different departments. They're very low IQ. They can't compete in the real world, so they have to get a government job. And in government jobs, you're protected because they can't fire you. You can be like straight up, like, I don't want to say, you can be straight up retarded and still keep your government job because that's what the government does. It protects low IQ individuals working for them or people that are communist. So it's no doubt that the SEC wins every case because there's probably 10 to 15 illegal acts that the SEC does to win. So, like, Gary's not smart, okay? He had some kind of a job where he was called professor. He's fucking stupid, all right? But that's why the SEC hired him. So what's going on is the Supreme Court is looking into this and be like, how is this even like legal? That's what the Supreme Court's doing. And once they investigate all this, we're going to see a very, very different SEC. Okay. Our Supreme Court will see all of the constitutional violations that occur. Like I told you already, like I told you already, we need to file thousands of civil and criminal lawsuits against Gary Gensler personally and everything, sue him. Maybe some kind of class action lawsuit personally against Gary Gensler because of all the illegal stuff. See, now I didn't know all these things. Now I know how illegal the SEC does things. I've been saying, like, no other channel says this, that it's a civil rights violation for the SEC to do what they're doing with crypto. Since we have no crypto laws, there's nothing in the United States Code as far as organization of laws, like frameworks and stuff. There's no definitions of what crypto is, staking, yield farming, on and on. There's nothing there. Got it? So, Gary Gensler, to penalize people for crypto activity, that's a violation of your civil rights, and that's illegal. Gary does not have authority for that. Oh, dang, Crypto Hulk, you're always right with that. Yeah. Have other channels been talking about this? No, they have no fucking clue. The fake court trial. It's a fake court trial. The SEC versus Ripple. Fake. Has any other channel been calling that? No. They have no fucking clue. All right. My channel's set up to teach you what's really going on. Now, just because no other channel's saying it, look, I believe what I want to believe based on facts. I don't care if all these other channels, remember all these other channels, oh, let's go to the Ripple party and let's do it. I'm not getting mixed up in that dumb shit, okay? But Crypto Hulk, you should network with these top XRP people. I'm not networking with nobody. I don't need these fucking retards, okay? They don't bring, they don't deep dive like me. I don't need them. These other people have no clue. They report on the Ripple trial twice a day when it was going. They reported on fake trials. I can't work with people like that, okay? They're sensationalist content producers. All they do is they sprinkle just a little bit of truth over everything. They try to get so many views. I mean, look, they're interviewing BitBoy. Like, are you serious? Like, that's I can't work with people like that. All right. Silver is 25 bucks per ounce. Servant. Thank you very much for that. Let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. Servant. Appreciate that. So that's what we got going on with Gary Gensler. His days are just about over because when this Supreme Court actually studies what the hell's going on at the SEC, oh, all this is going to be different. I've been telling everybody from day one, the only channel out there talking about this, the SEC cannot do anything with crypto. Oh, but they're suing. What do you make of that? The SEC just doesn't sue people. Yes, they do. They just do it for the reason. They don't have authority. See, you got to have crypto laws. Do we have them? No. Well, there's SEC guidance. That's based on law. But since you have no law, the SEC has no guidance. Do you get this, or do I need to say this a million more times? See, slow people argue with me about SEC action or whatever. Maybe you work in the financial world and say, hey, great, I don't give a fuck. Okay. What I give a fuck about is facts. And the fact is, we have no crypto laws in this country. Congress makes that. All right. So the SEC cannot have any enforcement. What's hilarious to me is no other channel even has a fucking clue on what I'm talking about. They just jibber jabber, jibber jabber, jibber. Today's news, today's crypto prices. Da, 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 da. Buy my course. Do this. Sign up for that. Let me do an interview. Then you got this fat pig who all he wants to do is kiss ass to every crypto person or government, whatever it is, so he can make a name for himself. His show is so fucking garbage. I could make a show every day about how he fucks up constantly and gives you bad information. I won't mention his name, come on in, but like, dude is just a grandstander. All he does is grandstand. He talks about shit that happened. He thinks it's happening now, but it actually happened 10 years ago. I mean, it's a garbage show. I don't mention names. XRP shaman. Most people don't realize what XRP is. It's the native token of the new quantum financial system, accounting system for the entire world. It's the bridge currency. It's a bridge. Last article. Let's see. We got Apple and Goldman Sachs. Let's go with this. This is a big article. I'm going to break it down real quick. It's about Africa. It's about the continent of Africa. Oh, wait a second here. do that again. Okay. Jorge Acosta says he spreads the cheeks and says, "Come on in." Oh my God, it's disgusting. Okay, Africa is ready to just go ballistic with crypto. Africa's new online foreign exchange system will enable cross-border payments in local currencies. What you need to know. Okay, XRP is not designed to challenge government money like Bitcoin is. What XRP is it's a bridge. It's what it's designed to do is be a bridge. Can you use it as money? Yes, you can. That's not its purpose, okay? That's why every country and every bank, etc., is signing up with Ripple. It's designed to be a bridge so you can use your own local currencies, as they call it, for your own country. XRP is not designed to take over anybody's money. Okay? Let's make that very clear. It's a bridge currency. So, when we see this news article, Africa's new online foreign exchange system, which is Ripple, by the way, will enable cross-border payments in what? Local currencies. Do you get it now? What we got going on? First paragraph. Last sentence, first paragraph says the Pan African payment and settlement system, which is scheduled to go live in 2024. And it's going to be under Kenya's leadership. The whole continent of Africa is hooked up, everyone. And it's going live 2024. Talks about how Africa it's very dependent on trade. And Africa has so many countries in there, right? So you need something like, look, think about this now. Africa is massive and it's got all these different countries in there. And a lot of them, they don't like each other. Okay. So in Africa, you're not going to have this unified continent where everybody's using the same money. See where all this won't work like that? This is where Stellar XLM and XRP and XDC for trade, find like foreign exchange, stocks, bonds, derivatives, that's XDC. That's where all these X's come into play. Is in a big old continent like that where you got 3 gazillion countries in there. Well, maybe 2 gazillion. That's a new mathematical term I just made up. This is the perfect place. That's why the continent of Africa is going to go live in 2024 because the world is going to see how all the 3Xs that you all have bought, or at least one of them, you bought at least one. This is the perfect grounds for showing the world how the bridge currencies work. All these countries in there, they're not all joined together. They're using the same ledgers. XLM, XRP, and XDC. So one country doesn't have to like the other. They don't have to share. They could all have, let's say there's 50 countries in Africa or whatever, 80 countries. They can all use different money and still trade. Imagine that. So I may not like you, but I want to buy your oil and you want to buy my corn. So we can do a swap kind of deal trade. Maybe the XDC comes in and that swap occurs. But maybe I want to buy something from you and it cost $10 billion for what I want to buy. That's then I would use XRP to send you that payment. But if I want to buy stuff from you that costs maybe 10,000 bucks, then I'll use XLM and buy it over and over and over. Like every 10 minutes, maybe I'll make a purchase for 10,000 bucks and I'll use XLM. So that's kind of what's going on in Africa starting next year. Now, it's interesting to know, and of course, Ripple's right there, and the three X's are there, but I'm just showing you right here, Ripple. Let me do a copy and a paste. Okay, look at this. This is from last year. It's a Ripple page, and it says Ripple expands into Africa, partnering with MFS Africa to bring the benefits of crypto enabled payments to the continent. Okay. What is MFS Africa? It's a leading digital payments gateway. The new partnership will see MFS Africa using on demand liquidity. That is the actual XRP. Last year, Africa started using the actual XRP. Got it? Now we go down to the third paragraph, right in the middle. It says the FinTech Payment Hub, which is MFS Africa, using Ripple technology. Listen to this. Connects over 400 mobile wallets across 35 African countries. The United States population is 330 million. That's the population. So that includes like babies, 5-year-olds, 10-year-olds, people that don't have wallets, okay? In Africa, listen to this. The MFS Africa has 400 million mobile wallets. That's a crazy amount. That's like two United States. Because remember, the United States, people that are, if you're like technically United States, if you're under 18, you're really not allowed, I think, to have a bank account. I think you can have a savings account, but not like when you're 18, you're like official, all right? So out of 330 million Americans, that takes you down to maybe 200 million. So look at this. Africa's like double, 400 million. This is a massive market, okay? Africa's different because it's a continent with like all these different countries. You know how tough that is? The United States, we got 50 different states, but they're all pretty much the same. That's the challenge in Africa. Now, this year, now here's brand new news. November 8th, this came out. So within the past 30 days, look what Ripple did in Africa. Ripple partners with Unafric to power digital asset enabled cross border payments between Africa and the rest of the world. I want you to see what just happened. Last year, I just read the article, MFS Africa. Okay. MFS Africa was a link of 400 million wallets. So last year, MFS Africa, it's massive. They joined Ripple and they started using XRP. Now remember, MFS Africa is for inside Africa. Now look what happened. Onafric, ONAFRIQ, previously called MFS Africa, now they're connected to the rest of the world. You get what just happened? You went from having MFS Africa was just Africa. Now this new company, Onifric, comes in, and now there's corridors, three of them. Pay Angel, then there's PYYPL, and there's Zazi Transfer in Australia. Now you have three companies that linked up with Onifric, and now Africa is connected to the world. Now that's massive because last year Ripple was just in Africa alone. Now Ripple's in Africa with a new partnership where there's gateways to the rest of the world. That's the major game plan. Hey, it's one thing like if the US had crypto and nobody else did, so what? Like crypto is not going to really take off that much, okay? Yeah, in the United States we could shoot money around and see each other and whatever. With a population of 330 million, that's not really a lot. Now, when you throw in the rest of the world, you got like 7 billion people. Now that crypto starts to be worth a lot, okay? Because now you got the whole globe. This is what just happened in Africa. Before it was just Africa, all by themselves with MFS Africa. Now Ripple comes in, helps them, but now three more partners join Ripple, and now it's called Onifric. And now the whole world's able to go in and outside of Africa and all the different countries. Look at this now. All the countries in Africa can link up all around the world. So let's say you live in Zimbabwe and you have a goat farm. I'm just saying, I'm not knocking it. Whereas before, Zimbabwe might have been completely shut off from the whole world, right? Right. Now, Zimbabwe has a goat farm and they're out there in some deserted place, but they've got a Elon Musk phone, Starlink, and now they've tokenized all the goats. I want you to see where this is going. I'm not making fun of these people. I'm probably and replace the word goat with some other animal, maybe in Africa, in this little, and replace Zimbabwe with some impoverished country. And now that goat farmer has an ability to tokenize all the goats and the land. And as each goat is tokenized, it's sold, and that farmer now makes a profit and he buys two or three more goats and he tokenizes it and it grows and it grows and it grows. Do you see where this is going? Okay, so maybe after a year, 5 years, 10 years, this goat farmer is rich. Or maybe the goat farmer never gets rich, but they get well off. You know, he could take the family down to a Pizza Hut, on Friday night. That part's the joke. But you get my point. So Ripple comes in with MFS Africa, 400 million mobile wallets already exist. Onifric comes in. Now we got gateways, three gateways in and out of Africa. So now that means every country in Africa is now linked up to the entire world. Do you see how massive this news article is? I think in Africa, it's about the same population as India. There's probably like 1.3 billion people in Africa. That's like 3 times the United States, just to give you a perspective. I thought that article was very cool. It's showing us the adoption rate that's happening. And Jimmy Dean says, great info here. Hit that tip jar peeps. So down below, you'll see something looks like money. Push that button. That allows you to register with the anti-get wrecked crew. All right. Input your information in there. So there you go. There's your Africa article. Thought that was really big news. And I've got to get going. I got this thing I got to do. So there you have it. Africa's population, according to Zeki Zakaro, is 1.2 billion. Yeah, I was thinking 1.2 or 3. But okay, 1.216 for Africa. They're going live next year. Ripple's already there. They're already using the XRP. You got all these countries in Africa linked up. Now they got the UNIFRIC with the 3 gateways. The whole world's open to Africa right now. And that goat farmer is going to be rich. I'll see y'all on my next podcast.